Everyone, I thought I would just do a quick video, kind of like a wrap up to, I did a video, I think it was like back in March, about sort of all the things that had gone on with Doreen Virtue switching from New Age to, being, she went and became kind of this hardcore Christian. I didn't expect to get like as many views as I did, because I was just thinking that people who subscribe to me just might be interested just because I do have some of her decks. But anyway, long story short, I thought I would do just kind of a final wrap-up video because it was, she announced earlier this week that she had been dropped by Hay House, and it's a big deal because she probably was one of their biggest, if not the biggest seller as an author. So for them to dump her was kind of, that's a big thing, but I can totally see why it happened, because her values and her point of view no longer aligned with theirs. So she announced this on, I think it was on her Facebook, somebody had said, and I went and looked over. She announced this on her Facebook. She does kind of like a weekly little video, and she announced it on her Facebook that she had been dropped, and she seemed surprised by it. You can go to her Facebook and see it and see what you think. But she seemed genuinely surprised that they had dropped her. But it's not surprising considering that she is no longer, supporting New Age and sort of has been denouncing New Age things. So, being a New Age publisher, it's not surprising they let her go. So I thought I would do sort of a review of the decks that I have by her, and kind of worst to best, I think, of hers. It's too bad that happened for her, but I can, maybe she'll come back to it one day, who knows. But obviously there's not going to be any more, unless things totally change for her, any more Doreen Virtue decks coming out. So I'm going to go through the ones I have and tell you, what I think of them. Even if she's changed her mind about things now, I still think the older work still has relevance, and I still think it's these, they're good cards and they're tools. What you do with them is up to you, and it's not so much about the maker. So I'm going to go through, actually, I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to tell you what I think of them. So the first is her latest creation, which was the animal deck, the animal oracle cards, or tarot cards, pardon me. These ones I'm putting in the giveaway pile. They don't really resonate with me. The pictures are cute and all, but like the weird crowns on there, I'm not too big on. And some of the artwork is like pretty cute. But she picks kind of, there's a lot of cats and dogs and that, like domestic animals that are repeating in this deck. And I mean, if you think of like all the amazing animals in the universe, there's a lot to choose from. There's much better animal decks out there. So that's why I'm going to put this one into the giveaway pile, I'm thinking. The next one is Daily Guidance from Your Angels. This one is, I don't know if it says a year on the back here. But anyway, it's one of her older decks. But again, this is one I'm probably putting in the giveaway pile because it just doesn't really resonate with me. So try to get it out of the box for everybody. Very nice. It's one of the ones where there's just like different illustrators, which really kind of bothers me. I find it very disjointed, and I don't like half the card having text on it. I have to say that's one of the drawbacks. I mean, the gilding's really nice, that's for sure, but it doesn't, it doesn't quite resonate with me. But maybe somebody else will love it. The next deck, which I'm currently working with right now, but I'm kind of on the fence with, is the Angel Tarot cards. Now, I do think that these are the best tarot set that she's done. But again, the art is like, it's the computer sort of animated artwork that's kind of awkward. And I don't like that she's changed some of the names. I mean, I can work with it, like Ego for the Devil. Water has dolphins. Air is unicorns. Fire is dragons. But again, the artwork I think could have been done a lot better. I do think it's her best deck, and there isn't too much text on it. There's just like a little bit at the bottom. But again, I'm kind of, even though I've been working with it this month, and I do think it's her best tarot deck, I'm kind of trying to pare back a bit what decks I'm using, because I do have a big collection, and I go through phases where I'll collect a bunch and then I'll kind of purge a bunch, and I think I'm in that purge phase where I'm just getting rid of stuff that doesn't really resonate with me. Now the second best tarot deck she did, I think, is the Guardian Angel tarot deck. This one's very sweet. It kind of makes me think of like Victorian postcards in a way. I do think it has too much text here, but I think it's kind of got like a sweet look to it. Kind of Christmassy. So I don't mind this deck. And again, it's got the gilding on the side. Now, a lot of these decks, especially towards the later years, it's more just her name, I feel like, that's on it. I think they're more Radley Valentine decks than anything. I think, you know, with the pace they were churning them out at, you could kind of tell that, you know, it's one of those things that's become a machine, and she's probably not as involved in it as she was in the past, you know. Most people can't make 3 decks a year if they're doing all the work. So, the next one, which is the Fairy Tarot, which I don't care for, definitely putting in the giveaway pile. I think the art is just awkward, and I was really disappointed because I really like fairies. To me, it's just sort of awkward looking. It feels slapped together. It's just not, I wasn't as impressed with it. So yeah, this one too this one's going in the giveaway pile. The next deck that I have here is the Past Life Oracle cards. Now this one I don't use a lot. It's okay. It's good, I find, for past life readings, but I don't use it alone in past life readings. I use it in conjunction with tarot and with some other cards, because I find they give some good cues and some good clues, but they're not, by themselves, they don't give a ton of information. So this is more just photography, which I don't mind. And because it's consistent, I like that. I mean, I like that it's at least consistent in this one. Again, you've got the nice gilding on the side. So this one I'm going to be keeping just because I do use it for a specific reading. But again, I don't use it by itself. It's kind of in conjunction with others. The next deck I'm going to give a chance to is the Crystal Angel deck. It's the most recent one. This will probably be her last deck that you'll see from Hay House, and this one I've been working with this month. It is quite pretty. It does at least have one singular artist, which I like, and its focus is more on crystals, so I probably will be keeping this one. You know, the artwork is really quite like it. It's quite lovely. Only disappointment, no gilding on this one. But, you know, I'm going to give it a chance. This one I'm working with a bit, and then I'm going to see what I think of it. Another deck which I think I will probably end up, sorry, I'm just putting this back here, giving away is the Life Purpose Oracle cards. Now, I do think that these, again, I might keep them because, like the Past Life Oracle cards, they kind of are useful in very specific readings, and again, not on their own, in conjunction with others. This one says Healer. And they're a little more consistent. The art isn't like totally consistent, which, you know, does bother me. And you've got the nice gilding. But I think for like certain readings, it can be a good like card to pull, but it's kind of in the maybe pile right now. And then we have Angel Answers. This deck is like a really cute, simple deck, and I think I might give it, you know, if there's a kid or something that wants it. The artwork on this one is beautiful. And it's one of these ones where you just kind of ask a yes/no question, and then it gives you an answer. So it's kind of like a fun, easy one, and that's why I think it's good with like kids or people not totally familiar with like oracle cards. It's a fun little deck. So I'm probably going to be keeping that one, though, you know, I might give it to the right person if they come along. The next one is one that I have used in some readings called Angel Therapy. This one's a little bit better, I think, than some of the other decks, angel decks that she has. Again, it's got the artwork from different people, which does bother me. It's got the nice gilding. But I have found that it's been one that when I've used it as like in tarot readings as like a side card to pull, especially for people who are, you know, maybe a little more religious or, you know, a little intimidated by the tarot, have quite liked. And so I think it does have, you know, some value to it. So this is in the might keep this pile. This is kind of a maybe. Now the next three are my definitely going to keep Kyle. So I'm kind of realizing looking at this, most of these are either in the giveaway pile or like the, oh, I might give it away pile. So these three are the only ones I'm not going to give away for sure. And the first one is the Archangel Oracle cards. They're probably like her, this is like her best angel deck if you're looking for an angel deck. And this is an older one. This one is there a year on this? Let's see if there's a year on this quickly. 2004. So her stuff from the early 2000s is a lot better, I think. And as time went on, I think they decreased in, definitely in their quality, that's for sure. This one does have different artists, but I don't mind that. This one focuses on the different angels. So there's, I think, 3 cards for every archangel in her system of 15. I mean, there's more archangels than that. The art isn't always the best, but the messages are really good. And it's one that when I've used it in readings, people have quite liked. I think these are all upside down. So that's one I'm going to be keeping. And then the next 2 are my favorite decks, and oddly enough, they're the decks she told people to throw away. But they are definitely my favorites. These Ascended Masters cards, which again are also from the early 2000s. I think this is when she was still saying she had a PhD. Turns out she doesn't. Or that's what people say. I don't know. But it's funny, she stopped using that when people kind of called her out on that one. Here's the backing. And it's got just like a really good assortment of Ascended Masters, gods and goddesses. And it's kind of nice because it's easy to find goddess decks, but not always easy to find decks with gods on them. So I think that, like, for me, these 2 decks, this one and the goddess deck, which I'm going to go through next, are the ones that have kind of transcended, you know, her, I think. And have outlasted, like, they sort of transcended, you know, her reputation. And this is when I think she was probably the most sincere in her work. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So take it for what you want. And then we've got the Goddess Oracle cards here. And got the really nice gilding on the side. And these ones, it's again a mishmash of artists, but it's all these, you know, goddess cards. This is probably my second goddess deck. And I think it's just got a really nice, gentle kind of energy to it, so I enjoy working with it. So those are the Doreen Virtue decks I have. So you see I have a fair number. Some were given to me, some I got over the years. I think a lot of them, like I said, I'll end up giving away. There's a few in the maybe pile I'm going to give a chance to, but we'll see what he thinks. But basically, these 2 are definitely the best decks, and these are the 2 I'll definitely keep. This one, as far as angel decks goes, is probably the best one, so it'll probably be kept as well. The others, though, I mean, I'm going to give them away, or I can take them or leave them. I'm going to give a chance to the Crystal Angels just because I just got them recently, so I need to give them a chance. And I'm trying to separate the tool from the person. So, and I feel like I've worked with the Ascended Master and Goddess one long enough that I can separate that. The other ones, though, especially the stuff that she's made in the last 5 years, I don't resonate as much with. So let me know what you think. Which decks are your favorites of hers? How do you feel about her being dropped by Hay House? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? What do you think? Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.